tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football with your host, Autumn Wind.
Good morning, everybody. What's going on? It's the 411 for your fantasy football. I am Autumn Wind Williams. Hopefully, you guys had a good night last night watching football and cashed out somewhere on DraftKings, FanDuel, or Fantasy Draft and took advantage of those links that I posted in the description below from yesterday's video so you can get into those free contests. I know that FanDuel is doing one for 13 days, Fantasy Draft also. So you guys take advantage of that to build your bankroll up for football season, because you want to be able to take advantage of as much lineup you can get in for the regular season that's coming up. It's not far away, man. Got to get ready to make that money, get in those head-to-heads, cash games, tournaments, whatever, qualifiers for the million makers. Do what you got to do to get at the top, man, and stack that bank up. Well, I'm about to bring you guys a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and also defense for tonight's two-game slate on FanDuel and DraftKings. At quarterback, I have Ryan Griffin. He got the most passing yards this preseason out of all quarterbacks in the entire league. He's taking advantage of this time for him to shine, man. And, you know, there's questions all over Twitter. What is the Bucs going to do as far as quarterback when they have Jameis Winston and Ryan Griffin, who looks like he can go on a NFL team and become a starter? And they also have Blaine Gabbert, which I'm not too fond of. You know, I would probably let go of Blaine Gabbert and keep Ryan Griffin as Jameis Winston's backup, because you know the story with Jameis Winston. You never know what he's going to do next. You know, he can be a decent quarterback, and then next thing you know, he's throwing interceptions, or he's having a fit on his sideline, or even in the field. You know, pretty much embarrassing the team. Even when his little pep talks at the beginning of the game is just ridiculous. I know you guys remember the W. That was hilarious. Eating the W, you know, that made Deshaun Jackson look at him kind of weird, you know, when he did that, and all of a sudden him and Deshaun Jackson wasn't clicking, and I knew there was something going on behind the scene, because you'll have all of a sudden Deshaun Jackson supposedly have an injury and nobody knows how he got injured, you know, and then he'll come back when Fitzpatrick is in quarterbacking. When Jameis Winston's back on the field, all of a sudden Deshaun Jackson's injured again. You know, it was some kind of drama going on, and I think that's the reason why he ended up leaving the Bucs. But back to what I was saying as far as with quarterback, Ryan Griffin, I think he can go out there and be the best quarterback for tonight to get you those fantasy points that you need to win in your lineups. At running back, I have Devin the Dude Singletary. The Bills are, you know, they're like one LaShawn McCoy injury away from making Devin the Dude Singletary the starter, in my opinion. You know, everybody's looking at how they got a crowded running back depth. You know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. In this case, I feel like they drafted Singletary to eventually take over the starting role that LaShawn McCoy has. You look at Frank Gore, Yeldon. You know, I don't see those guys being around for an entire 2 years, if that. They might stay for the entire season. They might be out of here before the season begins, at least one of them. You never know if Gore's going to finally retire. You know, anything's possible. But I feel like Devin the Dude Singletary is going to be a great investment for the Buffalo Bills, and a great investment for my lineup tonight for DFS. Next at wide receiver, I have Damian Ratley. You know, he had issues where he missed the first two preseason games. He was doing great in minicamp. I saw a tape where he was jumping over Greedy Williams making a nice catch. He got oohs and ahs in training camp after making very nice touchdown catches. And, they want to see what he got. And they're stating that he's going to really have to make an impact for the next 2 preseason games. I feel like they're going to utilize him a lot for the Cleveland Browns. And, tonight, too, you got to take chances with some guys because with a 2-game slate, everybody's going to be picking the same people. So you got to try to differentiate your lineups in some kind of way. And I feel like this is one of the guys that I'm going to take a chance with. Damian Redley, wide receiver of the Cleveland Browns. Next, I have a very chalky guy. Like I said, a lot of people lineups are going to be very similar. And I'm expecting, I wouldn't be surprised if 60-70% has this dude at tight end. I'm talking about Tanner Hudson, who I'm stacking with my quarterback, Ryan Griffin. Tanner Hudson he's been remarkable all preseason. I'm saying it like it's a bunch of weeks. The past 2 preseason games. Well, he's been great. He's been great, but let's face it, Tampa Bay, like with quarterback, they got to make some serious decisions. And, teams are going to cut down their roster very short this weekend, after this weekend, and next weekend. I believe they got to be down to, 53 men? I don't know if it got raised. But I remember it was 53 men, as I recall last year, that they got to cut down their roster to. So they're going to be evaluating guys. I'm kind of thinking Brate doesn't make the team or he gets traded. Never know, they might use Tanner Hudson as trade bait. Anything's possible. But yeah, Tanner Hudson has been remarkable all preseason long. He got the most catches, most yards by tight ends, I believe. And him and Ryan Griffin is a great combination on the field. I feel like if it's anybody at tight end you're questioning and putting in your lineups, he would have the answer for you to put him right in there, man, and differentiate your lineups everywhere else. At defense, I have the Buffalo Bills, and let's face it, they're facing the Detroit Lions. You have Stafford, had back problems last year. Past 3 training camp days, he done missed out to rest. He said that it's not lingering problems with his back, but we never know if he's lying or not because he's trying to save his job. And behind him, they have Josh Johnson. They have Phelps. Is it Phelps? I believe it's Phelps. He's possibly able to go out there and do something. But as far as with Josh Johnson, I don't think he's going to be able to do anything impactful in the game. I'll be surprised if Stafford end up playing. If he does, that would be one way to definitely be contrarian if he was just resting 3 days at camp to get ready for this weekend, tonight. But I'm not going to take a chance with that. That's a big gamble right there. But if you want to be contrarian, that is one way to go by picking Stafford. But I'm going to pick against the Lions tonight. With the Buffalo Bills, everybody seemed amazed with their defense this year. I've been seeing them listed so far in the top 10, possibly for 2019. So I'm going to take my chances and put them in my lineups. So I'm going to go down the list where I suggested for you guys. Quarterback, I have Ryan Griffin from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Devin the Dude Singletary, that I'm stacking with my defense with Buffalo. Also at wide receiver, taking a chance with Damian Ratley, who is expected to get a lot of playing time tonight and next week to catch him up to speed to see if he's going to make that roster for the Cleveland Browns. Tight end, I have Tanner Hudson that I'm stacking with my quarterback, Ryan Griffin, from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that defense, like I said, stacking with my running back, Devin Adu Singletary, got the Buffalo Bills. So that's my lineup. I wish you guys the best. I'm about to go get me some breakfast, man, because my stomach is growling. Hopefully you ain't heard it in the video. But, yeah, I'm out of here, y'all. Just win, baby. Peace.